Ever felt paralyzed when facing a critical decision? The audiobook, The Time-Crunch Playbook, Decision Architecture for High-Stakes Moments, is your lifeline. It reveals powerful frameworks to make swift, effective choices when every second counts. Master these techniques, and you'll navigate crises with confidence, outperform under pressure, and seize opportunities others miss. Don't let indecision cost you. Learn to thrive when the stakes are highest. Before we go on, I invite you to download the free bundle, which contains the ebook version of this book and an executive summary of all the chapters with the key takeaways. Studies show that engaging with content through multiple formats significantly enhances learning and retention. Click on the first link in the description to claim your free bundle now and maximize your learning potential. Now it's free, but it won't be for long, so make sure to grab it while you can. Chapter 1: When Seconds Count. In the blink of an eye, everything can change. A split-second decision can mean the difference between triumph and disaster, between life and death. We live in a world where time is not just money, it's the most precious resource we have. Yet, in critical moments, it's also the scarcest. Imagine standing at the helm of a company, faced with a sudden market crash. Or picture yourself as a first responder, arriving at the scene of a catastrophe. In these high-stakes scenarios, the luxury of time evaporates, leaving you with mere moments to make decisions that will ripple through lives and livelihoods. This is the realm of time-critical decision-making, where every tick of the clock echoes like thunder, and hesitation can cost everything. It's a space where traditional decision-making models crumble under the weight of urgency, and where specialized strategies become not just useful, but essential for survival and success. The essence of high-stakes moments lies in their unforgiving nature. These are situations where the consequences of our choices are magnified exponentially. A CEO's quick call during a PR crisis can save or sink a company's reputation. A doctor's split-second judgment in the ER can determine a patient's fate. These are not just important decisions. They are critical junctures where the trajectory of lives, careers, and organizations can pivot dramatically. But what exactly defines a high-stakes moment? It's a confluence of factors: the magnitude of potential consequences, the irreversibility of the decision, and most crucially, the severe time constraint. These are situations where you don't have the luxury of extensive analysis or prolonged deliberation. The pressure is on, and the clock is ticking relentlessly. The cost of hesitation in such moments is often catastrophic. Delayed decisions in critical situations can lead to missed opportunities, escalated crises, or even loss of life. In the business world, a moment's hesitation can mean losing a pivotal deal to a competitor or failing to mitigate a rapidly spreading PR disaster. In emergency services, seconds of indecision can translate to lives lost or injuries worsened. This impact isn't confined to professional spheres. Even in our personal lives, high-stakes moments lurk around corners. Whether it's a split-second decision to swerve on a highway to avoid an accident, or a quick choice about a major life change, these moments of urgency can shape our personal trajectories in profound ways. Understanding time as a scarce resource is crucial in these scenarios. In high-stakes moments, time compression is extreme. What might normally be a thoughtful process condensed into days or hours is suddenly squeezed into minutes or seconds. This compression fundamentally alters how we process information and make decisions. Recognizing urgency signals becomes a critical skill. These signals can be obvious, like alarms or explicit deadlines, or subtle, like shifts in body language or market indicators. The ability to quickly identify and respond to these signals can be the difference between proactive management and reactive crisis control. However, it's equally important to differentiate between what's urgent and what's truly important. The urgency trap, where we prioritize immediate, pressing issues over more significant but less time-sensitive matters, is a common pitfall. In high-stakes scenarios, the challenge is to rapidly assess both urgency and importance, often simultaneously. This is where traditional decision-making models often fall short. Methods that rely on extensive data gathering, lengthy analysis, or consensus building simply don't work when time is of the essence. The challenge is unique to time pressure. Cognitive overload, stress-induced biases, and the need for immediate action demand a different approach. Enter the world of rapid decision techniques. These are specialized strategies designed to function effectively under extreme time constraints. They're not about making rash decisions, but about making the best possible choices with limited information and time. These techniques encompass a range of tools and frameworks, from quick prioritization methods to rapid scenario planning. The benefits of a structured approach in these situations cannot be overstated. Having a framework to fall back on when under pressure provides a sense of control and direction. It helps in organizing thoughts quickly, filtering out noise, and focusing on the most critical factors. Most importantly, it helps in avoiding the paralysis that often comes with overwhelming pressure. As we embark on this journey through the Time-Crunch Playbook, it's important to set clear expectations. This book is not about eliminating the pressure of high-stakes moments. That's impossible. Instead, it's about equipping you with the tools, mindset, and strategies to thrive under that pressure. Throughout these pages, you'll encounter key concepts and skills designed to enhance your rapid decision-making abilities. From understanding the psychology of time pressure to mastering information triage, from quick analysis techniques to adaptive action strategies, each chapter builds upon the last to create a comprehensive toolkit for high-stakes decision-making. This guide is designed to be practical and actionable. It's not just theoretical knowledge. It's about developing skills you can apply in real-world, high-pressure situations. As you progress through the book, you'll find exercises and drills designed to hone these skills, preparing you for those moments when every second counts. Your journey begins here, with a commitment to change. Mastering rapid decision-making is not just about learning new techniques. It's about rewiring how you think and react under pressure. It requires a willingness to step out of your comfort zone, to challenge your existing decision-making habits, and to embrace a new mindset. Preparing mentally for high-stakes decisions is a crucial first step. It involves acknowledging the reality of time-critical situations and accepting that they require a different approach. It's about building confidence in your ability to make sound decisions quickly, while also maintaining the humility to recognize the limits of your knowledge and the need for continuous learning. As you embark on this journey, consider what you should be able to achieve the first time you go through this book. Primarily, you'll develop a deep understanding of the importance of rapid decision-making in high-stakes environments. You'll begin to recognize how time pressure impacts decision quality and start to apply basic rapid decision-making techniques in your own life and work. But this is just the beginning. Over time, as you continue to apply and refine these skills, you'll see more profound changes. Your ability to make quick and accurate decisions under pressure will be enhanced significantly. You'll find yourself approaching high-stakes situations with improved confidence, armed with a set of tools and strategies tailored for these intense moments. Eventually, you may even achieve mastery of advanced decision-making frameworks, becoming a go-to person in crisis situations. The journey involves several critical steps. First, you'll learn specialized strategies designed specifically for time-critical decisions. These aren't your everyday decision-making tools. They're honed for moments when the pressure is at its peak. Next, you'll delve into the psychological aspects of time pressure, understanding how your mind reacts in these situations and how to harness or counteract these reactions. Finally, you'll learn to apply practical frameworks and tools, turning theory into action. These steps are carefully ordered for maximum effectiveness. We start with building foundational knowledge because a solid understanding of the principles is crucial before diving into application. The psychological insights come next, preparing you mentally for the challenges ahead and setting the stage for practical application. Finally, the structured learning of tools and frameworks enhances your skill development effectively, allowing you to build on each concept as you progress. As we close this first chapter, remember that the journey ahead is as challenging as it is rewarding. High-stakes decision-making is not for the faint of heart, but with the right tools and mindset, it's a skill that can be mastered. In the chapters that follow, we'll dive deep into each aspect of rapid decision-making, equipping you with the knowledge and skills to face any time-critical situation with confidence and competence. The clock is ticking, and the stakes are high. But armed with the strategies and insights from this book, you'll be ready to make those split-second decisions that can change everything. Your journey to mastering the art of rapid decision-making in high-stakes moments starts now. The next chapter awaits, where we'll explore the intricate psychology of time pressure and how it shapes our decision-making processes. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2: Time Pressure. Tick-tock. The relentless march of time is a constant companion in our lives, but never does it feel more oppressive than when we're faced with a critical decision and the seconds are slipping away. Time pressure is the invisible force that can transform even the most composed individual into a bundle of nerves, scrambling to make sense of a situation before it's too late. But what exactly happens to our minds when the clock is ticking loudly in our ears? How does the urgency of a moment reshape our thought processes, and why do we sometimes make decisions under pressure that we later regret? These are the questions we'll explore in this chapter as we peel back the layers of the human psyche under duress. Understanding the effects of time pressure on your mind is not just an academic exercise, it's a crucial step in mastering the art of decision-making when every second counts. By recognizing how your brain reacts to urgency, you can begin to take control of these reactions, steering your thoughts and actions towards more productive outcomes. Let's start by considering what happens in your brain when you're suddenly thrust into a high-pressure situation. Your heart rate increases, your palms might get sweaty, and you feel a surge of adrenaline coursing through your body. These physical reactions are just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, your cognitive processes are undergoing a dramatic shift. The first thing you might notice is a narrowing of your focus. This is your brain's way of trying to cut through the noise and zero in on what it perceives as the most critical information. While this can be helpful in some situations, it can also lead to tunnel vision, causing you to overlook important details that lie just outside your immediate attention. At the same time, your working memory, the mental workspace where you juggle and process information, becomes strained. It's as if your brain is a computer trying to run too many programs at once, and everything starts to slow down. This cognitive load can make it difficult to think clearly or to consider multiple options simultaneously. But the effects of time pressure don't stop there. As the urgency of a situation mounts, your emotional responses kick into high gear. Anxiety, in particular, can become a dominant force, coloring your perceptions and influencing your decisions in ways you might not even realize. Anxiety under pressure isn't just an uncomfortable feeling. It can significantly impact your decision-making process. It might cause you to overestimate risks, leading to overly cautious decisions when bold action is needed. Or it could push you towards impulsive choices in an attempt to escape the discomfort of uncertainty. Maintaining emotional control in these moments is a skill that can be developed with practice. It starts with recognizing the signs of emotional escalation in yourself. Are your thoughts racing? Do you feel a tightness in your chest? By becoming aware of these signals, you can start to implement techniques to regain your composure. One effective method is controlled breathing. Taking a few deep, deliberate breaths can help activate your parasympathetic nervous system, counteracting the fight-or-flight response triggered by stress. This simple act can create a moment of clarity, allowing you to approach the situation with a calmer mindset. As we delve deeper into the psychology of time pressure, we encounter a fascinating aspect of human cognition: cognitive biases. These mental shortcuts, which our brains use to make quick decisions, become particularly pronounced under urgency. Understanding these biases is crucial because they can significantly influence the quality of our decisions, often without us even realizing it. One common bias that rears its head in high-stress situations is confirmation bias. This is our tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. Under time pressure, this bias can become even more pronounced, leading us to make decisions based on incomplete or skewed information. Another bias to be aware of is the availability heuristic. This is our tendency to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily recalled. In time-pressured situations, we might give undue weight to dramatic or recent events, even if they're not representative of the current scenario. Recognizing these biases is the first step in mitigating their impact. But how can we actively combat them when we're in the heat of the moment? One effective strategy is the use of mindfulness techniques. By cultivating a state of present moment awareness, we can create a mental space between stimulus and response, allowing us to catch ourselves before falling into biased thinking patterns. Another powerful tool in the fight against cognitive biases is the use of checklists. While it might seem counterintuitive to add another step when time is of the essence, a well-designed checklist can actually speed up decision-making by ensuring that critical factors aren't overlooked. It serves as a cognitive scaffold, supporting your thought process when your mind is under strain. As we navigate the landscape of time-pressured decision-making, we encounter two common pitfalls that lie at opposite ends of the spectrum: analysis paralysis and impulsive decision-making. Finding the balance between these extremes is a key skill in mastering high-stakes moments. Analysis paralysis occurs when the fear of making the wrong decision leads to no decision being made at all. Under time pressure, this can be particularly dangerous, as the cost of inaction can be just as high as or higher than the cost of an imperfect decision. On the other hand, impulsive decisions made without adequate consideration can lead to regrettable outcomes. The key to avoiding these extremes lies in developing a structured approach to rapid decision-making. This involves setting clear criteria for what constitutes good enough information to act on and having pre-established decision-making frameworks that can be quickly applied in high-pressure situations. Another pitfall to be wary of is overconfidence. When we're under pressure to make quick decisions, there's a tendency to overestimate our abilities and underestimate the complexity of the situation. This can lead to hasty decisions based on incomplete information or flawed assumptions. Implementing humility safeguards can help counteract this tendency. This might involve deliberately seeking out dissenting opinions, even when time is short, or regularly reviewing and learning from past decisions. By maintaining a humble attitude towards our own capabilities, we can make more balanced and realistic assessments under pressure. As we explore these various aspects of decision-making under time pressure, it becomes clear that understanding your personal decision-making style is crucial. We all have unique strengths and weaknesses when it comes to handling pressure, and recognizing these can help you tailor your approach for maximum effectiveness. Take a moment to reflect on your past experiences with time-pressured decisions. Do you tend to freeze up, or do you leap into action? Are you more likely to overlook important details or to get bogged down in them? By asking yourself these kinds of self-reflection questions, you can start to build a picture of your decision-making tendencies. There are also various personality assessments that can provide insights into how you tend to react under pressure. While these shouldn't be treated as definitive, they can offer valuable perspectives on your decision-making style and potential blind spots. Once you have a clearer understanding of your personal tendencies, you can begin to tailor strategies that work best for you. If you know you're prone to impulsive decisions under pressure, you might focus on developing techniques to pause and reflect, even if just for a moment. If analysis paralysis is your weakness, you might work on setting strict time limits for gathering information before moving to action. Setting personal development goals in this area is an ongoing process. As you encounter new high-pressure situations, you'll continue to learn about your strengths and weaknesses, allowing you to refine your approach over time. To truly internalize these concepts and develop your skills in time-pressured decision-making, practice is essential. One effective way to do this is through time-pressured decision simulations. These exercises involve creating scenarios that mimic real-world, high-stakes situations, but in a controlled environment where the consequences of mistakes are limited. As you work through these simulations, pay close attention to your thought processes and emotional reactions. How does your decision-making change as the time pressure increases? What strategies seem to work best for you? By reflecting on your performance in these exercises, you can gain valuable insights that can be applied in real-world situations. Another useful exercise is bias recognition drills. These involve presenting yourself with sample situations and trying to identify the cognitive biases that might be at play. With practice, you'll become more adept at spotting these biases in real time, allowing you to develop effective mitigation strategies. As we wrap up this exploration of time pressure and its effects on decision-making, it's worth considering what success looks like in this domain. A good outcome might be simply becoming more aware of your personal biases and how they manifest under pressure. This awareness alone can lead to improved decision-making. An excellent outcome would be developing the ability to manage stress effectively and reduce cognitive overload in high-pressure situations. This involves not just recognizing the signs of stress, but actively implementing techniques to maintain clear thinking even when the clock is ticking. The best outcome, however, is the ability to consistently make sound decisions despite time constraints. This doesn't mean always making perfect decisions. That's an unrealistic goal. Instead, it means being able to navigate high-pressure situations with confidence, making well-reasoned choices based on the available information and time. Of course, the journey to mastering time-pressured decision-making is not without its challenges. One common pitfall is overlooking biases, leading to poor decisions. The fix for this is to engage in regular self-assessment and mindfulness practices, keeping yourself attuned to your thought processes even in stressful moments. Another potential issue is succumbing to stress and freezing up when quick action is needed. Developing robust stress management techniques can help address this problem, allowing you to maintain your composure and think clearly even under intense pressure. Finally, there's the danger of ignoring personal weaknesses, which can lead to repeated mistakes. The solution here is to embrace a mindset of continuous self-improvement, actively seeking feedback and learning from each high-pressure experience. As we conclude this chapter, remember that understanding and managing time pressure is an ongoing journey. Each high-stakes moment you encounter is an opportunity to refine your skills and deepen your self-awareness. The concepts we've explored here provide a foundation, but it's through practical application and reflection that true mastery is achieved. In the next chapter, we'll delve into a powerful tool for navigating these high-pressure moments, a set of rapid frameworks that can transform the way you approach time-critical decisions. But what exactly are these frameworks, and how can they possibly help when every second counts? The answer might surprise you. Chapter 3: Rapid Frameworks. In the heat of a high-stakes moment, when the pressure is mounting and time is slipping away, how do you ensure that your decisions are not just quick, but also accurate and effective? This is where the power of rapid frameworks comes into play. But what exactly are these frameworks, and how can they transform your decision-making process when every second counts? Imagine having a mental roadmap, a structured approach that guides your thoughts and actions, even in the most chaotic situations. This is the essence of rapid frameworks. They provide a reliable structure to streamline your decisions, helping you navigate through the fog of urgency with clarity and purpose. The importance of these frameworks cannot be overstated. In high-pressure situations, our minds can easily become overwhelmed, leading to decision paralysis or hasty, ill-considered choices. A well-designed framework acts as a cognitive anchor, keeping you grounded and focused when the stakes are high. It helps you avoid common pitfalls by providing a proven process to follow, step by step, even when your mind might be racing in a dozen different directions. Moreover, these frameworks can significantly enhance your confidence in high-pressure situations. When you have a trusted method to fall back on, you're less likely to second-guess yourself or freeze up when quick action is needed. This confidence can be the difference between success and failure in critical moments. But what does an effective rapid framework look like? Let's explore one of the most powerful tools in our decision-making arsenal, the RADAR method. RADAR stands for Recognize, Assess, Decide, Act, and Review. This seemingly simple acronym encapsulates a comprehensive approach to rapid decision-making that can be applied in a wide range of high-stakes scenarios. The RADAR method begins with recognition. This crucial first step is all about quickly grasping the essence of the situation you're facing. It's about developing a keen situational awareness that allows you to cut through the noise and identify the core issues at hand. In high-pressure moments, this ability to rapidly recognize what's truly important can set the stage for everything that follows. Once you've recognized the situation, the next step is to assess. This involves a swift evaluation of your options, weighing the potential risks and benefits of each course of action. It's not about conducting an exhaustive analysis. There's no time for that. Instead, it's about quickly identifying viable choices and making informed judgments about their potential outcomes. With your assessment complete, it's time to decide. This is where many people falter under pressure, caught in the paralysis of indecision. The RADAR method pushes you to commit to a course of action, making a choice based on your rapid assessment. It's about overcoming the fear of making the wrong decision and recognizing that, in many high-stakes situations, any decision is often better than no decision at all. Once a decision is made, the next step is to act. This is where the rubber meets the road, where your decision is put into motion. The RADAR method emphasizes the importance of swift and decisive action, mobilizing resources quickly to implement your chosen course. Finally, and crucially, comes the review step. This often overlooked phase is about learning from the outcome of your decision. It's a feedback loop that allows you to continually refine and improve your decision-making process. Even in the midst of ongoing crises, taking a moment to review can provide valuable insights that inform your next move. The RADAR method isn't just a theoretical construct. It's a practical tool that can significantly enhance both the speed and accuracy of your decisions under pressure. By providing a clear structure for your thought process, it helps streamline your cognitive workflow, allowing you to process information and reach conclusions more efficiently. Consider how this might play out in a high-pressure scenario. Without a framework, you might find yourself jumping erratically from one thought to another, second-guessing every instinct, and struggling to organize the flood of information coming your way. With RADAR, you have a clear sequence to follow. You know to start by recognizing the key elements of the situation, then move on to a rapid assessment, and so on. This structured approach can help cut through the mental clutter and focus your energy where it's most needed. But how do you actually implement RADAR in the heat of the moment? Let's break it down step by step, starting with the recognition phase. The key here is to quickly understand the scenario you're facing. This isn't about gathering every possible piece of information. It's about identifying the critical factors that will shape your decision. One useful tool for rapid recognition is the first 30 seconds protocol. This involves asking yourself a series of key questions in the opening moments of a crisis. What's the immediate threat or opportunity? Who are the key stakeholders involved? What resources do I have at my disposal? By focusing on these fundamental questions, you can quickly build a mental picture of the situation, setting the stage for effective decision-making. Moving on to the assessment phase, the challenge is to rapidly evaluate your options without getting bogged down in analysis paralysis. One effective technique is to use an urgent important matrix. This involves quickly categorizing potential actions based on their urgency and importance, allowing you to prioritize your focus on the most critical issues. When it comes to the decision phase, the key is to overcome indecision and commit to a course of action. One helpful approach is to set a decision deadline for yourself. Give yourself a specific, short time frame to make a choice and stick to it. This self-imposed time pressure can help push you past the paralysis that often comes with high-stakes decisions. In the action phase, the focus shifts to swift and effective implementation. This is where preparation pays off. Having pre-established action plans for various scenarios can significantly speed up your response time. It's about developing a set of go-to strategies that you can quickly adapt to the specific situation at hand. Finally, the review phase is all about learning and improvement. Even in ongoing crisis situations, taking brief moments to reflect on your decisions and their outcomes can provide invaluable insights. Ask yourself, what worked well? What could have been done better? How can I apply these lessons to future decisions? One of the most powerful aspects of the radar method is its potential to become an automatic response over time. Through consistent practice and application, you can develop a kind of decision-making muscle memory. The steps of recognize, assess, decide, act, and review can become so ingrained that you move through them almost instinctively, even in the most high-pressure situations. Developing this level of automaticity requires dedicated training and practice. One effective approach is to engage in regular decision-making drills. These can involve working through hypothetical scenarios under time pressure, forcing yourself to apply the radar method rapidly and repeatedly. Over time, this practice can help the framework become second nature, allowing you to apply it effortlessly when it matters most. Another valuable training technique is to simulate high-pressure environments. This might involve creating artificial time constraints for your decision-making exercises or introducing unexpected complications to test your ability to adapt. The goal is to make your training as realistic as possible so that when you face real high-stakes situations, you're already accustomed to performing under pressure. To truly internalize the radar method and other rapid frameworks, it's essential to engage in practical exercises. One effective approach is to apply radar to sample scenarios. These can be hypothetical situations drawn from your field of work or personal life. As you work through these scenarios, pay close attention to your decision-making process. How quickly were you able to recognize the key elements of the situation? How effectively did you assess your options? By reflecting on your performance in these exercises, you can identify areas for improvement and refine your application of the framework. Quick recognition drills can also be incredibly valuable. These exercises focus specifically on improving your situational awareness, your ability to rapidly grasp the essentials of a scenario. You might practice with a series of brief descriptions of different situations, challenging yourself to identify the most critical factors as quickly as possible. Over time, these drills can sharpen your ability to cut through the noise and zero in on what truly matters in any given scenario. As you work to master rapid frameworks like radar, it's important to consider what success looks like at different stages of your journey. A good outcome might be simply becoming familiar with the radar method, understanding its steps and the logic behind them. This foundational knowledge is the first step towards more effective decision-making under pressure. An excellent outcome would be the ability to apply radar effectively in high-pressure situations. This means not just knowing the steps, but being able to move through them smoothly and quickly when the stakes are high. It's about turning the framework from a theoretical concept into a practical tool that you can rely on in critical moments. The best outcome, however, is achieving true mastery of rapid decision frameworks. This is where radar and similar methods become so ingrained that you apply them almost unconsciously, consistently, leading to successful outcomes even in the most challenging situations. At this level, the framework becomes a natural extension of your decision-making process, allowing you to navigate high-stakes moments with confidence and skill. Of course, the path to mastering rapid frameworks is not without its potential pitfalls. One common issue is misapplying the steps of the radar method. This might involve spending too much time on one phase at the expense of others, or skipping steps altogether in the rush to take action. The fix for this is thorough practice and review of each step, ensuring that you understand not just what each phase entails, but why it's important and how it contributes to the overall decision-making process. Another potential problem is over-reliance on the framework without flexibility. While radar and similar methods are powerful tools, they shouldn't be applied rigidly in every situation. The key is to adapt the framework to suit the specific circumstances you're facing. This might mean emphasizing certain steps over others, or incorporating additional considerations based on the unique aspects of the situation at hand. Perhaps the most common pitfall is skipping the review step. In the aftermath of a high-pressure decision, it's tempting to move on quickly, especially if the outcome was positive. However, neglecting this crucial phase means missing out on valuable opportunities for learning and improvement. The fix is to prioritize post-decision analysis, making it a non-negotiable part of your decision-making process. Even a brief review can yield insights that will enhance your future performance. As we conclude this exploration of rapid frameworks, it's clear that tools like the radar method can transform your approach to high-stakes decision-making. By providing a structured approach to organizing your thoughts and actions, these frameworks can help you navigate even the most challenging situations with greater confidence and effectiveness. But frameworks alone are not enough. To truly excel in high-pressure moments, you need to be able to quickly gather and process the right information. In the next chapter, we'll delve into the art of information triage, a skill that can mean the difference between drowning in data and surfing the wave of insight. How do you separate the signal from the noise when every second counts? The answer might surprise you. Chapter 4, Information Triage. In the midst of a high-stakes situation, when the clock is ticking and decisions must be made, information becomes both your greatest ally and your potential downfall. The sheer volume of data available in our modern world can be overwhelming, threatening to drown out the critical insights needed for effective decision-making. This is where the art of information triage comes into play. But what exactly is information triage, and why is it so crucial in high-pressure environments? At its core, this skill is about rapidly sifting through vast amounts of information to identify and prioritize what's truly important. It's a process of discernment, of separating the signal from the noise, and it can make all the difference when time is of the essence. The importance of mastering information triage cannot be overstated. In high-pressure situations, the ability to quickly focus on the most relevant data can prevent cognitive overwhelm, ensuring that your mental resources are directed towards the information that will have the greatest impact on your decision outcomes. This skill enhances efficiency, allowing you to cut through the clutter and zero in on what truly matters. But how do we approach this seemingly daunting task? How can we possibly hope to sort through mountains of data in mere moments? The answer lies in understanding and applying a principle that has proven its worth across numerous fields, the 80-20 rule, also known as Pareto's Law. Named after Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, this principle suggests that roughly 80% of effects come from 20% of causes. In the context of information gathering and decision-making, this translates to the idea that approximately 80% of the value in any set of information comes from just 20% of the data. The challenge, then, is to quickly identify that critical 20%. Applying the 80-20 principle to decision-making involves a shift in mindset. Instead of trying to absorb and process every piece of information available, you focus your efforts on identifying and understanding the vital few data points that will have the most significant impact on your decision. This approach not only saves time, but also helps prevent information overload, allowing you to maintain clarity of thought even under intense pressure. But how do you actually go about identifying this crucial 20%? One effective technique is to start by asking yourself what information, if you had it, would most dramatically change your decision. This question helps you focus on high-impact data points, cutting through the noise to get to the heart of the matter. Another approach is to look for patterns or recurring themes in the information you're receiving. Often, the most critical data will appear multiple times or from multiple sources, signaling its importance. By tuning your attention to these recurring elements, you can quickly hone in on what's likely to be part of that vital 20%. Of course, focusing on the critical 20% also means being able to effectively filter out the remaining 80%. This process of filtering out noise is a crucial skill in information triage. It involves developing a keen sense of what's relevant and what's not, and being willing to set aside information that doesn't directly contribute to your decision-making process. One effective technique for rapid information filtering is to constantly question the relevance of each piece of data you encounter. Ask yourself, how does this information relate to the decision at hand? Will it significantly impact the outcome? If the answer is no, be prepared to set it aside, at least for the moment. Another important aspect of filtering is eliminating redundancies. In high-pressure situations, you may receive the same information from multiple sources. While this can sometimes serve as a form of verification, it can also clutter your mental workspace. Recognizing and consolidating redundant information can help streamline your decision-making process. As you work to identify vital versus non-essential data, it's helpful to establish clear criteria for importance. These criteria will vary depending on the specific situation you're facing, but they might include factors like immediacy of impact, reliability of the source, or relevance to your primary objectives. By having a predetermined set of criteria, you can more quickly assess the value of each piece of information you encounter. Even with effective filtering techniques, the sheer volume of information available in many high-stakes situations can lead to cognitive overwhelm. Managing this potential overload is a critical aspect of information triage. One strategy is to focus on simplification, looking for ways to distill complex information into its essential components. This might involve creating simple summaries of detailed reports or using visual aids to represent complex data relationships. The goal is to reduce the cognitive load required to process the information, allowing you to maintain mental clarity even when dealing with intricate situations. Another strategy for managing information overload is delegation when possible. In team settings, distributing the task of information gathering and initial analysis can help prevent any one individual from becoming overwhelmed. This approach requires clear communication and trust in your team members, but it can significantly enhance your collective ability to process large amounts of information quickly. Streamlining your information channels is another crucial aspect of managing overload. This involves organizing your inputs, whether they're digital feeds, verbal reports, or written documents, in a way that facilitates rapid processing. It might mean setting up filters on digital platforms, establishing clear reporting structures in team settings, or creating physical or digital spaces dedicated to different types of information. As you work to quickly gather and process information, it's crucial not to lose sight of the importance of verification. In high-pressure situations, acting on inaccurate information can be disastrous. But how do you ensure reliability when time is of the essence? One approach is to adopt a trust but verify mindset. This involves giving initial credence to information from trusted sources, but still taking quick steps to confirm critical data points. Cross-checking key information against multiple sources, even if just briefly, can help catch potential errors or misunderstandings before they lead to faulty decisions. When it comes to cross-checking critical data points, it's important to focus your efforts on high-impact information. Not every piece of data needs to be verified to the same degree. Prioritize verification for the information that's most central to your decision-making process, or that could have the most significant consequences if incorrect. As you become more adept at information triage, you'll likely find yourself naturally building mental models and information hierarchies. These internal structures help you organize information for quick access, allowing you to rapidly retrieve and utilize key data points when needed. One way to enhance this process is through the use of visual aids. Mind maps, decision trees, or even simple diagrams can help you visualize the relationships between different pieces of information, making it easier to grasp the big picture quickly. These visual representations can serve as a kind of external memory, reducing the cognitive load of keeping complex information structures in your mind. Prioritizing information sources is another crucial aspect of effective information triage. Not all sources are created equal, and in high-pressure situations, you need to know which ones you can rely on for quick, accurate information. This might involve ranking sources based on their track record of reliability, their expertise in relevant areas, or their access to critical information. Establishing a set of go-to references can be incredibly valuable. These might be specific individuals, trusted websites, or reliable databases that you can turn to quickly when you need verified information in a hurry. By having these sources pre-identified, you can save precious time in critical moments. Like any skill, mastering information triage requires practice. One effective exercise is to engage in information filtering drills. These might involve presenting yourself with a large set of mixed data, some relevant, some not, and challenging yourself to identify the most critical information within a strict time limit. As you practice, gradually increase the complexity of the datasets and reduce the time allowed, pushing yourself to become faster and more accurate. Another useful exercise focuses on critical data identification. This involves presenting yourself with scenarios and asking what specific pieces of information would be most crucial for making a decision. By regularly engaging in these mental exercises, you can sharpen your ability to quickly zero in on what truly matters in any given situation. As you work to develop your information triage skills, it's helpful to consider what success looks like at different stages. A good outcome might be simply developing the ability to filter out clearly irrelevant information, reducing the noise in your decision-making process. This alone can significantly improve your ability to focus on what matters. An excellent outcome would be the ability to quickly identify and utilize critical data. This means not just filtering out the irrelevant, but actively honing in on the most important information and immediately putting it to use in your decision-making process. The best outcome, however, is achieving true mastery of information triage. At this level, you're able to almost instinctively sort through vast amounts of data, rapidly identifying the most crucial elements and using them to make efficient and effective decisions, even in the most high-pressure environments. Of course, the path to mastering information triage is not without its potential pitfalls. One common issue is overlooking important information in the rush to filter data. The fix for this is to continually refine your criteria for importance, regularly reviewing and updating your understanding of what constitutes critical information in your specific field or context. Another potential problem is becoming overwhelmed by data despite your best efforts at filtering. This often occurs when filtering techniques are not strict enough or consistently applied. The solution is to implement and adhere to rigorous filtering processes, being disciplined about setting aside information that doesn't meet your criteria for relevance and importance. Lastly, there's the danger of relying too heavily on unreliable sources, especially when time is short and the pressure is on. The fix here is to proactively establish a list of credible sources that you can turn to quickly in high-stakes situations. Regularly update and verify this list to ensure you always have trustworthy information at your fingertips. As we conclude this exploration of information triage, it's clear that this skill is fundamental to effective decision-making in high-pressure environments. By mastering the art of quickly identifying and prioritizing critical information, you can navigate even the most complex and time-sensitive situations with greater confidence and effectiveness. But even with the ability to rapidly process information, how do you move from data to decision? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the realm of quick analysis, techniques that allow you to rapidly evaluate options and make informed choices when every second counts. What hidden shortcuts might exist in the human mind for swift yet accurate assessment? The answer may challenge everything you thought you knew about decision-making. Chapter 5: Quick Analysis. In the crucible of high-stakes decision-making, where time is a luxury you can't afford, how do you ensure that your choices are not just fast, but also well-informed? This is where the art of quick analysis comes into play. But what exactly does it mean to analyze quickly, and how can you do it effectively when the pressure is on? At its core, quick analysis is about rapidly evaluating options and outcomes using simplified analytical tools. It's a skill that allows you to break down complex decisions into manageable parts, enabling swift yet accurate assessments even in the most challenging circumstances. The importance of mastering this skill cannot be overstated. In high-pressure situations, the ability to quickly analyze your options can mean the difference between success and failure, between seizing an opportunity and watching it slip away. But how do you perform analysis at speed without sacrificing accuracy? The key lies in understanding and applying a set of streamlined analytical tools and techniques. These methods are designed to give you the essence of more complex analytical processes, distilled into forms that can be rapidly deployed when time is of the essence. One of the most powerful tools in the quick analysis toolkit is the simplified decision tree. But what exactly is a decision tree, and how can it be constructed quickly in high-pressure situations? At its most basic, a decision tree is a visual representation of your options and their potential outcomes. It's a way of mapping out the possible paths forward, allowing you to see at a glance the different routes you could take and where they might lead. The beauty of a simplified decision tree lies in its versatility and speed of construction. In its most basic form, it can be sketched out in moments, providing an instant visual guide to your decision-making process. To construct a quick decision tree, start with your current situation at the root of the tree. From there, branch out to represent your main options. At the end of each branch, add potential outcomes or further decisions that might arise from that choice. The key to using decision trees effectively in rapid analysis is to keep them simple. Focus on the most critical decision points and the most likely outcomes. Don't get bogged down in trying to map out every possible scenario. Remember, the goal is quick analysis, not exhaustive prediction. When should you use a simplified decision tree? They're particularly useful when you're facing a series of interconnected decisions or when you need to visualize the potential consequences of different choices. By mapping out your options visually, you can often spot patterns or potential pitfalls that might not be immediately apparent when simply mulling over the decision in your head. Another powerful tool for quick analysis is the analysis matrix. This method allows you to rapidly compare different alternatives based on a set of criteria. But how do you set up and use a matrix when time is short? The first step is to identify your alternatives. These will form the rows of your matrix. Next, determine the key criteria you'll use to evaluate these alternatives. These become your columns. The intersection of each row and column is where you'll rate how well each alternative meets each criterion. The power of the analysis matrix lies in its ability to break down complex decisions into more manageable components. By evaluating each alternative against specific criteria, you can gain a clearer picture of the strengths and weaknesses of each option. This can be particularly helpful when you're dealing with decisions that involve multiple factors or competing priorities. But how do you choose the right criteria for your matrix when you're under time pressure? This is where the art of quick analysis really comes into play. The key is to focus on the factors that will have the most significant impact on your decision. Ask yourself, what are the non-negotiable requirements? What factors will most dramatically influence the outcome? Once you've identified your criteria, the next challenge is weighting them appropriately. Not all criteria are created equal, and in a time-pressured situation, it's crucial to reflect the relative importance of different factors. A quick way to do this is to assign a simple numerical weight to each criterion, for example, on a scale of 1 to 3, with 3 being the most important. While decision trees and analysis matrices are powerful tools, sometimes you need to generate and evaluate alternatives even more rapidly. This is where the 3-branch method comes in. This technique is designed to help you quickly expand your options and avoid the tunnel vision that can often occur under pressure. The three-branch method is simple but effective. When faced with a decision, force yourself to generate at least three distinct alternatives. This might include your initial instinct, its opposite, and a compromise or completely different approach. By pushing yourself to consider at least three options, you open up your thinking and increase the likelihood of finding an optimal solution. Once you've generated your alternatives, the next step is to swiftly evaluate their pros and cons. A quick way to do this is to use a simple listing technique. For each alternative, jot down the top 3 pros and the top 3 cons. This forces you to consider both the positive and negative aspects of each option without getting bogged down in exhaustive analysis. As you evaluate pros and cons, it's important to consider both short-term and long-term effects. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to focus solely on immediate outcomes, but quick analysis should also account for potential future implications. Ask yourself, how might this decision play out over time? What secondary effects might emerge? Of course, in many high-stakes situations, risk assessment is a crucial part of the decision-making process. But how do you estimate risks when you're under intense time pressure? This is where risk assessment shortcuts come into play. One effective technique for rapid risk assessment is to focus on identifying potential pitfalls. For each option you're considering, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? By quickly envisioning potential negative outcomes, you can often spot major risks without needing to conduct an exhaustive analysis. Another useful shortcut is rapid risk ranking. This involves quickly categorizing risks into high, medium, and low categories based on their potential impact and likelihood. This simple classification can help you prioritize which risks need the most attention in your decision-making process. When it comes to evaluating risks under time pressure, heuristics, mental shortcuts, or rules of thumb can be invaluable. These are quick, intuitive judgments based on experience and general principles. While they're not always perfect, heuristics can provide a good starting point for risk assessment when time is short. One common heuristic in risk evaluation is the rule of 3. This suggests that if you can think of 3 significant ways something could go wrong, it's probably a high-risk option. Another is the gut check. If something feels off about an option, it's worth pausing to examine why, even if you can't immediately articulate the reason. Of course, it's important to balance these quick risk assessment methods with common sense checks. Ask yourself, does this risk assessment align with my overall experience and knowledge? Does it pass the smell test of basic logic and reason? In many high-stakes situations, you'll need to make probability estimations without the luxury of extensive data. This is where experience and intuition come into play. While it's important not to rely solely on gut feelings, your accumulated knowledge and past experiences can provide valuable insights for quick probability estimations. One way to leverage your experience is to look for analogous situations from your past. Ask yourself, have I encountered something similar before? What happened then, and how might that inform my current estimation? Pattern recognition is another crucial skill in quick probability estimation. Our brains are naturally wired to spot patterns, and this ability can be harnessed for rapid analysis. Look for recurring themes or trends in the information available to you. These patterns can often provide clues about likely outcomes or probabilities. However, it's important to be aware of the potential pitfall of seeing patterns where none exist, what's sometimes called the randomness illusion. To guard against this, try to consciously consider alternative explanations or interpretations of the data you're seeing. To truly master the art of quick analysis, practice is essential. One effective exercise is decision tree construction practice. Challenge yourself to build decision trees for various scenarios, gradually increasing the complexity and decreasing the time allowed. This will help you become more adept at quickly mapping out options and potential outcomes. Another valuable exercise is rapid matrix evaluation. Practice setting up and using analysis matrices for different types of decisions. focus on quickly identifying relevant criteria and assigning appropriate weights. As you become more comfortable with the process, you'll find you can apply this tool more swiftly and effectively in real high-pressure situations. As you work to develop your quick analysis skills, it's helpful to consider what success looks like at different stages. A good outcome might be developing competence in using basic analytical tools like simplified decision trees and analysis matrices. This foundational skill set will allow you to approach high-pressure decisions with greater structure and clarity. An excellent outcome would be the ability to analyze complex decisions rapidly, combining different quick analysis techniques as needed. This level of skill allows you to navigate even intricate decision-making scenarios with confidence and speed. The best outcome, however, is achieving true mastery of quick analysis techniques. At this level, you're able to seamlessly integrate various analytical tools, applying them almost instinctively to make high-quality decisions under intense pressure. This mastery can lead to consistently superior outcomes in high-stakes situations. Of course, the path to mastering quick analysis is not without its potential pitfalls. One common issue is the tendency to oversimplify complex decisions. While simplification is a key aspect of quick analysis, it's important to recognize when a situation truly requires more detailed consideration. The fix for this is to develop a keen sense of when to apply quick analysis techniques and when to step back and engage in more comprehensive analysis. Another potential problem is analysis paralysis, which can occur when you overcomplicate your approach to quick analysis. The solution here is to stick to simplified tools and methods, resisting the urge to add unnecessary complexity to your decision-making process. Lastly, there's the danger of ignoring key factors in the haste to reach a decision. To guard against this, make sure to always consider whether you've accounted for all critical criteria, even in your streamlined analysis process. As we conclude this exploration of quick analysis, it's clear that these techniques can dramatically enhance your ability to make effective decisions under pressure. By mastering simplified decision trees, analysis matrices, and other rapid evaluation methods, you can navigate even the most complex and time-sensitive situations with greater confidence and accuracy. But even with these powerful analytical tools at your disposal, how do you prepare for the unexpected? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the world of scenario planning, a method that can help you anticipate and prepare for a range of possible futures. What hidden technique might allow you to peer into potential outcomes and fortify your decision-making process? The answer may revolutionize how you approach high-stakes situations. Chapter 6: Scenario Planning. In the realm of high-stakes decision-making, the ability to see around corners can be the difference between triumph and disaster. But how can one possibly predict the future, especially when time is of the essence? This is where the art of scenario planning comes into play. It's not about crystal balls or fortune-telling. It's about something far more practical and powerful. Imagine being able to anticipate potential outcomes swiftly, to prepare for challenges before they arise, and to navigate uncertainties with confidence. This is the essence of scenario planning in high-pressure situations. But what exactly does this entail, and how can it be done effectively when every second counts? At its core, scenario planning is about mapping out possible futures quickly and efficiently. It's a way of expanding your mental horizons, of considering not just what you think will happen, but what could happen. This process of envisioning potential outcomes, both positive and negative, serves as a powerful tool for informing your decisions and preparing you for whatever may come. The importance of mastering this skill cannot be overstated. In high-pressure environments, the ability to anticipate potential challenges and obstacles can give you a crucial edge. It enhances your flexibility and adaptability, allowing you to pivot quickly when circumstances change. Perhaps most importantly, effective scenario planning reduces surprises and increases confidence, enabling you to act decisively even in the face of uncertainty. But how does one go about creating these scenario maps quickly, especially when time is short and the pressure is on? The key lies in a technique called rapid scenario mapping. This approach allows you to outline possible futures swiftly, providing a bird's-eye view of the landscape of potential outcomes. To create a rapid scenario map, start by identifying the key factors or drivers that could influence the outcome of your decision. These might be external factors like market conditions or internal factors like resource availability. Once you've identified these drivers, consider how they might play out in different ways. The goal here isn't to predict every possible outcome with pinpoint accuracy. Instead, it's about sketching out a range of plausible futures. A common approach is to consider the best-case scenario, the worst-case scenario, and the most likely scenario. This gives you a spectrum of possibilities to work with, allowing you to prepare for a range of outcomes. As you map out these scenarios, focus on simplifying complex situations. Look for patterns or themes that emerge across different scenarios. This can help you identify key decision points or critical factors that are likely to be important regardless of which specific future unfolds. One powerful technique within the realm of scenario planning is the 5-minute pre-mortem. This approach flips traditional planning on its head by asking you to imagine that your plan has already failed spectacularly. But why would you want to envision failure when you're trying to succeed? The pre-mortem technique is based on the idea that imagining failure can actually help prevent it. By putting yourself in a future where your plan has failed, you're able to uncover potential risks and vulnerabilities that might not be apparent when you're focused solely on success. To conduct a 5-minute pre-mortem, start by vividly imagining that your plan has failed. Really let yourself feel the disappointment and frustration of that failure. Then, working backward, ask yourself, what went wrong? What unexpected obstacles arose? What assumptions proved incorrect? This process often uncovers hidden risks and potential failure points that weren't obvious in your initial planning. It allows you to identify weak links in your strategy and develop contingency plans before you even put your plan into action. Speaking of contingency plans, developing these quickly is another crucial aspect of effective scenario planning. The key here is to set clear triggers for action. These are predefined points at which you'll pivot or implement a backup plan. For example, you might decide that if a certain metric falls below a specific threshold, you'll switch to an alternative strategy. By setting these triggers in advance, you're able to respond quickly and decisively when circumstances change without getting caught up in last-minute deliberations. When developing contingency plans, it's important to maintain flexibility in your response options. Avoid overcommitting to any single course of action. Instead, try to keep multiple options open for as long as possible. This allows you to adapt more easily as new information comes to light or as circumstances evolve. Of course, even the best-laid plans can go awry, especially in high-stakes situations. This is where the ability to adapt to uncertainties becomes crucial. Embracing change under pressure is a skill that can be developed with practice. One key aspect of this is staying open-minded. As new information arises, be willing to reassess your assumptions and adjust your plans accordingly. This doesn't mean abandoning your strategy at the first sign of trouble, but rather being willing to make calculated adjustments based on new data. Staying agile in high-stakes moments often involves implementing quick decision cycles. Rather than sticking rigidly to a predetermined plan, you continually reassess and adjust based on the latest information. This might involve setting up regular check-ins or decision points where you review your progress and make any necessary course corrections. Continuous monitoring is another crucial element of adapting to uncertainties. This involves actively seeking out new information and staying attuned to changes in your environment. By keeping your finger on the pulse of the situation, you're better able to anticipate and respond to changes before they become critical issues. To truly master the art of scenario planning, practice is essential. One effective exercise is to engage in scenario mapping drills. These involve creating rapid scenarios for practice situations, challenging yourself to map out potential futures quickly and comprehensively. Start with relatively simple situations and gradually increase the complexity as you become more comfortable with the process. Time-constrained exercises can be particularly valuable as they force you to focus on the most critical factors and outcomes. Another valuable practice technique is conducting pre-mortem sessions on your plans and projects. This involves regularly taking a few minutes to imagine potential failures and identify risks. Over time, this practice can help you develop a more nuanced understanding of potential pitfalls and how to avoid them. As you work to develop your scenario planning skills, it's helpful to consider what success looks like at different stages. A good outcome might be simply developing the ability to anticipate basic potential outcomes. This foundational skill allows you to approach high-stakes situations with a broader perspective, considering not just your intended outcome, but also other possibilities. An excellent outcome would be the ability to create effective contingency plans swiftly. This means not just anticipating potential outcomes, but also having ready responses for a range of scenarios. At this level, you're able to navigate changing circumstances with greater ease and confidence. The best outcome, however, is achieving true mastery of scenario planning, leading to proactive decision-making. At this level, scenario planning becomes an integral part of your decision-making process, allowing you to anticipate and prepare for a wide range of possibilities. This mastery enables you to stay ahead of the curve, often addressing potential issues before they even arise. Of course, the path to mastering scenario planning is not without its potential pitfalls. One common issue is overlooking possible scenarios, particularly those that seem unlikely or undesirable. The fix for this is to practice comprehensive scenario mapping, deliberately pushing yourself to consider a wide range of possibilities, even those that seem improbable. Another potential problem is spending too much time on planning at the expense of action. While thorough planning is important, in high-stakes situations, there's often a need for quick decision-making and implementation. The solution is to limit the time spent on scenario planning, focusing on key scenarios and high-impact factors rather than trying to account for every possible eventuality. Lastly, there's the danger of becoming too attached to your plans, leading to inflexibility when circumstances change. The fix here is to emphasize adaptability and openness in your approach to scenario planning. Remember that the goal is not to predict the future with perfect accuracy, but to be prepared for a range of possibilities. As we conclude this exploration of scenario planning, it's clear that this skill can dramatically enhance your ability to navigate high-stakes situations. By anticipating potential outcomes, preparing for contingencies, and remaining adaptable in the face of change, you can approach even the most challenging decisions with greater confidence and effectiveness. But even with the ability to anticipate and plan for various scenarios, how do you ensure that your chosen course of action is implemented effectively when the pressure is on? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the world of adaptive action, an approach that can help you execute your plans with both precision and flexibility. What hidden technique might allow you to navigate the choppy waters of implementation, adjusting your course in real time without losing sight of your ultimate goal? The answer may challenge everything you thought you knew about putting plans into action. Chapter 7: Adaptive Action. In the crucible of high-stakes decision-making, even the most meticulously crafted plans can unravel in the face of unexpected challenges. But what if there was a way to navigate these turbulent waters with grace and effectiveness? What if you could turn potential disasters into opportunities for success? This is where the art of adaptive action comes into play. But what exactly is adaptive action, and why is it so crucial in high-pressure situations? At its core, adaptive action is about implementing flexibility and adjustments during the execution of your plans. It's the ability to respond to changing circumstances in real time without losing sight of your ultimate objectives. This skill is not just about being reactive, it's about being proactively flexible, anticipating changes, and adapting swiftly and effectively. The importance of mastering adaptive action cannot be overstated. In high-stakes environments, the ability to adjust your course on the fly can mean the difference between success and failure. It ensures that you remain responsive to changing situations, enhancing your resilience in the face of setbacks. Perhaps most importantly, adaptive action improves the overall effectiveness of your actions, allowing you to achieve your goals even when the path to get there looks nothing like what you initially envisioned. But how does one actually implement flexibility during execution? It starts with recognizing the importance of adaptability. Being nimble in your approach allows you to seize unexpected opportunities and sidestep unforeseen obstacles. It's about overcoming the natural tendency towards rigidity that often sets in once a plan is in motion. One key technique for real-time adjustments is continuous monitoring of progress. This involves setting up systems to track key metrics and milestones, allowing you to quickly identify when things are veering off course. Equally important is the integration of feedback. This means not just collecting information, but actively using it to inform your decisions and actions as you move forward. As we delve deeper into the world of adaptive action, we encounter a powerful concept known as the fail-forward protocol. This approach turns conventional wisdom on its head by embracing failure as a learning opportunity. But why would we want to embrace failure, especially in high-stakes situations? The fail-forward protocol is based on the understanding that mistakes and setbacks are inevitable, especially when operating in complex, fast-paced environments. Instead of trying to avoid failure at all costs, this approach focuses on learning from mistakes quickly and using that knowledge to improve future performance. One key aspect of the fail-forward protocol is rapid recovery techniques. These are strategies for bouncing back quickly when things don't go as planned. It might involve having pre-established contingency plans, or it could be about developing the mental resilience to regroup and refocus rapidly after a setback. Perhaps the most powerful element of the fail-forward protocol is the ability to turn failures into opportunities. This involves reframing setbacks not as disasters, but as valuable sources of information and insight. By analyzing what went wrong and why, you can often uncover new approaches or strategies that you might not have considered otherwise. Of course, implementing adaptive action effectively requires more than just a willingness to learn from mistakes. It also involves developing strategies for real-time adjustments. One crucial element of this is setting up effective feedback loops. These are systems that provide you with instant information about the results of your actions, allowing you to make quick adjustments as needed. Another key skill in adaptive action is knowing when and how to pivot. This involves recognizing the signs that your current approach isn't working and being willing to change course when necessary. The key here is to execute these pivots smoothly, maintaining momentum even as you shift direction. One of the most challenging aspects of adaptive action is learning while executing. In high-pressure situations, there's often no time for extended periods of reflection or analysis. Instead, you need to be able to learn and adapt on the fly, incorporating new insights and information into your strategy in real time. This is where the concept of Kaizen, or continuous improvement, comes into play. Originally developed in the manufacturing sector, Kaizen emphasizes the power of small, incremental improvements. In the context of adaptive action, this might involve making minor adjustments to your approach based on immediate feedback, rather than waiting for major milestones to reassess your strategy. The key to effective learning while executing is to create systems for rapid incorporation of new information. This might involve regular check-ins or debriefs, even if they're just a few minutes long, to assess what's working and what isn't. It's about creating a culture of constant learning and adaptation where every action is seen as an opportunity to gather data and improve. As you implement adaptive action strategies, it's crucial to be aware of the potential for cascading consequences. In complex systems, a small change in one area can often lead to unexpected effects elsewhere. Understanding this interconnectedness is key to effective adaptive action. One approach to managing cascading consequences is to map out potential chains of events. While you can't predict every possible outcome, you can often identify key points where a change in one area might impact others. By anticipating these ripple effects, you can be better prepared to respond quickly when unexpected consequences arise. Equally important is the ability to contain negative outcomes swiftly when they do occur. This involves having damage control strategies in place and being prepared to implement them quickly. The goal here is not just to minimize the immediate impact of a setback, but also to prevent it from escalating into a larger problem. To truly master the art of adaptive action, practice is essential. One effective exercise is to engage in adaptive execution drills. These involve simulating scenarios that require on-the-fly adjustments, challenging you to adapt your approach in real time. As you work through these drills, pay close attention to your decision-making process. How quickly were you able to recognize the need for a change? How effectively did you implement adjustments? Another valuable practice technique is fail-forward exercises. These involve deliberately embracing controlled failures in a safe environment, then practicing rapid recovery and learning. The goal here is not to fail for the sake of failing, but to develop the skills and mindset needed to bounce back quickly and learn effectively from setbacks. As you work to develop your adaptive action skills, it's helpful to consider what success looks like at different stages. A good outcome might be simply developing the ability to adjust plans during execution. This foundational skill allows you to respond to changing circumstances rather than rigidly sticking to a predetermined course of action. An excellent outcome would be the ability to effectively turn setbacks into successes. This means not just adapting to challenges, but actually using them as springboards to achieve even better results than you initially planned. At this level, you're able to see opportunities in obstacles and leverage unexpected events to your advantage. The best outcome, however, is achieving true mastery of adaptive action, leading to superior outcomes despite challenges. At this level, adaptive action becomes an integral part of your approach to high-stakes situations. You're able to navigate even the most complex and unpredictable environments with confidence, consistently achieving your objectives even when the path to get there is far from straightforward. Of course, the journey to mastering adaptive action is not without its potential pitfalls. One common issue is resistance to change, which can cause failure even when adaptation is clearly necessary. The fix for this is to cultivate a mindset of flexibility, constantly reminding yourself and your team of the importance of being adaptable in the face of changing circumstances. Another potential problem is over-adjusting, which can lead to confusion and loss of direction. The solution here is to balance adjustments with your overall strategy. While it's important to be flexible, it's equally crucial to maintain a clear sense of your ultimate objectives. Each adjustment should be made with these larger goals in mind. Lastly, there's the danger of ignoring feedback signals, which can lead to missed opportunities for adaptation. The fix is to establish reliable feedback mechanisms and to cultivate a habit of actively seeking out and responding to feedback. This might involve setting up formal feedback systems, but it also means developing the personal habit of constantly being attuned to signals from your environment. As we conclude this exploration of adaptive action, it's clear that this skill is fundamental to effective decision-making and execution in high-pressure environments. By mastering the art of flexibility and real-time adjustment, you can navigate even the most challenging situations with greater confidence and effectiveness. But even with the ability to adapt and respond in the moment, how do you ensure that you're consistently making the right calls when the pressure is on? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the concept of the decision playbook, a personalized toolkit for high-stakes decision-making. What hidden technique might allow you to make split-second decisions with the wisdom of careful deliberation? The answer may revolutionize your approach to critical moments. Chapter 8. Decision Playbook. In the high-stakes arena of critical decision-making, having a well-honed strategy can mean the difference between triumph and disaster. But what if you could distill your decision-making prowess into a personalized, ready-to-use toolkit? What if you had a secret weapon that allowed you to navigate even the most complex scenarios with confidence and precision? This is where the concept of a decision playbook comes into play. But what exactly is a decision playbook, and why is it so crucial in high-pressure situations? At its core, a decision playbook is a personalized framework for future decision-making. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but rather a customized approach tailored to your individual strengths, experiences, and the specific challenges you face in your field. The importance of developing your own decision playbook cannot be overstated. In high-stakes environments, where time is often of the essence and the consequences of your choices can be far-reaching, having a well-crafted playbook can provide a crucial edge. It enhances consistency and reliability in your decision-making process, ensuring that you're not reinventing the wheel each time you face a critical choice. Moreover, a decision playbook isn't static. It's a living document that facilitates continuous growth and development. As you encounter new challenges and gain new insights, your playbook evolves, becoming an ever more powerful tool in your decision-making arsenal. But how does one go about developing a personal decision framework? The process begins with a deep dive into your own decision-making style. This involves assessing your personal preferences, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and identifying the techniques and approaches that resonate most strongly with you. Consider the various strategies and tools we've explored in previous chapters. Which ones felt most natural to you? Which ones yielded the best results in your practice sessions? The goal here is not to adopt every technique you've learned, but to select and customize the ones that align best with your personal style and the specific challenges you face. As you begin to shape your decision playbook, it's crucial to identify its key components. These will form the core principles and essential tools that you'll rely on in high-pressure situations. Think of these as the fundamental building blocks of your decision-making process. Your core principles might include values or guidelines that inform all of your decisions, regardless of the specific situation. For example, you might have a principle of always considering long-term consequences or of prioritizing ethical considerations in your choices. The essential tools in your playbook are the specific techniques and methods you'll use to analyze situations and make decisions. These might include simplified decision trees, rapid scenario mapping techniques, or the radar method we explored earlier. The key is to select tools that you can apply quickly and effectively under pressure. Once you've identified the key components of your playbook, the next step is to document your processes and protocols. This might seem like a tedious task, especially if you're someone who prefers to rely on intuition. However, the act of writing down your decision-making process can provide invaluable clarity and consistency. Documenting your playbook doesn't mean creating a rigid, step-by-step manual. Instead, think of it as creating a flexible framework that you can adapt to different situations. The goal is to capture the essence of your decision-making approach in a way that's easily accessible when you need it most. One effective way to structure your playbook is to create templates for rapid decision-making. These might include checklists for assessing situations, guides for applying specific analytical tools, or flowcharts for navigating common types of decisions in your field. The key is to standardize your procedures in a way that allows for quick application without sacrificing depth of analysis. Of course, having a well-crafted decision playbook is only the first step. To truly harness its power, you need to practice using it regularly. This is where the importance of routine development comes into play. By incorporating your playbook into regular practice sessions, you can hone your skills and increase your speed and accuracy in applying your chosen techniques. Consider setting up regular practice routines and drills. These might involve working through hypothetical scenarios, applying your playbook to past decisions to see how it might have changed your approach, or even role-playing exercises where you simulate high-pressure decision-making situations. Time-bound exercises can be particularly effective in improving your decision speed. Challenge yourself to work through complex scenarios using your playbook within strict time limits. As you become more comfortable with your tools and techniques, gradually reduce the time allowed, pushing yourself to make decisions more rapidly without sacrificing quality. Simulating high-pressure scenarios is another crucial aspect of practice. This involves creating exercises that mimic the stress and complexity of real-world, high-stakes situations. You might introduce unexpected complications, time pressures, or conflicting information to test how well your playbook holds up under challenging conditions. As you work to refine your decision playbook, it's important to have a way to measure and track your progress. This involves setting clear benchmarks and goals for your decision-making performance. What does success look like for you? It might be increased speed in reaching decisions, improved accuracy in your choices, or better outcomes in high-stakes situations. Consider using tools like decision journals or logs to track your progress over time. These can provide valuable insights into patterns in your decision-making, areas where you excel, and aspects that might need further development. There are also various analytical software tools available that can help you track and analyze your decision-making performance over time. Remember, the goal of tracking your progress isn't to judge yourself harshly, but to identify areas for improvement and to celebrate your growth. Every decision, whether it leads to success or provides a learning opportunity, is a step forward in your development as a decision maker. As you continue to refine and develop your decision playbook, it's crucial to have a long-term skill development plan in place. This involves committing to continuous learning and improvement, seeking out new knowledge and experiences that can enhance your decision-making abilities. Consider incorporating ongoing education into your routine. This might involve reading books on decision theory, attending workshops or courses on critical thinking, or seeking out mentorship from experienced decision-makers in your field. The key is to constantly expose yourself to new ideas and perspectives that can enrich your playbook. Feedback is another crucial element of long-term skill development. Seek out opportunities to receive constructive criticism on your decision-making process. This might involve peer review sessions where you share your playbook with colleagues, or debriefing sessions after significant decisions where you analyze your performance and identify areas for improvement. To truly internalize and master your decision playbook, engaging in practical exercises is essential. One effective approach is to conduct a personal playbook development workshop. This involves setting aside dedicated time to work through the process of creating and refining your playbook step by step. Start by reviewing all the decision-making techniques and strategies you've learned. Which ones resonate most strongly with you? Which have proven most effective in your practice sessions? Use these insights to draft the core components of your playbook. Next, consider how these components fit together. How do they complement each other? Are there any gaps in your decision-making process that need to be addressed? This is where you can start to create a cohesive framework that ties all your chosen techniques together. Once you have a draft of your playbook, consider seeking feedback from peers or mentors. Their outside perspective can often highlight blind spots or areas for improvement that you might have missed. Be open to their suggestions, but remember that ultimately, this is your personal playbook. It should reflect your unique strengths and decision-making style. Another valuable exercise is to set up performance tracking systems for your decision-making. This might involve creating a decision journal where you log important choices, the process you use to make them, and their outcomes. Over time, this can provide invaluable data on the effectiveness of your playbook and areas where you might need to make adjustments. As you work to develop and refine your decision playbook, it's helpful to consider what success looks like at different stages. A good outcome might be simply creating a basic personal decision playbook. This foundational step puts you ahead of many decision makers who rely solely on intuition or ad hoc approaches. An excellent outcome would be the regular use and refinement of your playbook. This means not just having a playbook, but actively applying it in your decision-making processes and continuously updating it based on your experiences and new insights. The best outcome, however, is achieving true mastery of your personalized decision architecture, leading to exceptional performance in high-stakes situations. At this level, your decision playbook becomes an integral part of your approach to critical choices, allowing you to navigate even the most complex and pressure-filled scenarios with confidence and skill. Of course, the path to developing an effective decision playbook is not without its potential pitfalls. One common issue is creating an overly complex playbook that becomes unwieldy in high-pressure situations. The fix for this is to continually simplify and focus on the essentials. Your playbook should be a tool that enhances your decision-making, not a burden that slows you down. Another potential problem is neglecting to update your playbook over time. As you gain new experiences and insights, it's crucial to incorporate these into your decision-making framework. The solution is to schedule regular reviews and revisions of your playbook, ensuring it remains relevant and effective. Lastly, there's the danger of developing a great playbook but failing to practice using it regularly. This can lead to underutilization when it matters most. The fix is to establish routine practice sessions where you apply your playbook to various scenarios, keeping your skills sharp and your techniques fresh in your mind. As we conclude this exploration of the decision playbook, it's clear that this personalized framework can be a powerful tool in your decision-making arsenal. By developing a playbook tailored to your strengths and the specific challenges you face, you can approach even the most high-stakes decisions with greater confidence and effectiveness. But even with a well-crafted decision playbook at your disposal, how do you ensure that you're truly ready to face any challenge that comes your way? In the final chapter, we'll explore the concept of mastering the moment, the ultimate test of your decision-making prowess. What hidden technique might allow you to bring together all you've learned, synthesizing it into a state of peak performance when it matters most? The answer may surprise you, and it could be the key to unlocking your full potential as a decision maker in high-stakes situations. Chapter 9: Mastering the Moment. As we reach the culmination of our journey through the intricacies of high-stakes decision-making, it's time to step back and consider the bigger picture. What does it truly mean to master the moment? How can we synthesize all we've learned into a cohesive approach that serves us not just in isolated incidents, but across the full spectrum of challenges we might face? Mastering the moment isn't about achieving perfection in every decision. It's about developing a state of readiness, a mindset that allows you to approach any high-stakes situation with confidence, clarity, and adaptability. It's about being prepared not just for the challenges you can foresee, but for the unexpected twists and turns that life inevitably throws your way. The journey we've undertaken through this book has equipped you with a powerful set of tools and strategies. From understanding the psychology of time pressure to developing your personal decision playbook, you've gained insights and techniques that can dramatically enhance your decision-making capabilities. But the true power of these tools lies not in their individual application, but in how you integrate them into a cohesive whole. Consider for a moment how this newfound knowledge can empower you. The confidence you've developed through practice and understanding can be transformative in high-stakes situations. Where once you might have hesitated, second-guessing yourself, you now have the tools to trust your decision-making abilities and face challenges head-on. This enhanced confidence doesn't just benefit you internally, it radiates outward, influencing how others perceive and interact with you. In high-pressure situations, your ability to communicate clearly and decisively can be a beacon for those around you. You become a source of stability and trust, capable of guiding others through turbulent waters. Moreover, the efficiency and effectiveness you've gained in your decision-making process can set you apart both professionally and personally. You're now equipped to achieve better outcomes in less time, a skill that's invaluable in our fast-paced world. This ability to navigate complex situations with ease and grace can open doors to new opportunities and responsibilities. But perhaps one of the most profound impacts of mastering quick decision-making is how it can improve your relationships. In moments of crisis or high stakes, your ability to remain calm and make sound decisions can be a source of strength for those around you. You become someone others can rely on, a pillar of support in challenging times. This doesn't mean you need to shoulder every burden alone. Part of mastering the moment is knowing how to share your knowledge and techniques with others, empowering them to develop their own decision-making skills. By leading by example and supporting others in their growth, you create a ripple effect of improved decision-making that can transform entire teams or communities. As you continue to apply and refine the concepts you've learned, you'll find that your ability to make swift, accurate decisions becomes more consistent. The hesitation that once held you back will fade, replaced by a confident readiness to engage with complex situations. You'll find yourself not just handling challenges, but actively seeking them out, knowing that each one is an opportunity for growth and refinement of your skills. This growing mastery allows you to navigate uncertainty with a new level of confidence. Instead of being paralyzed by the unknown, you'll learn to embrace it, seeing obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for creative problem-solving. This shift in perspective can be truly transformative, opening up possibilities you might never have considered before. One of the most exciting aspects of this journey is how your skills will continue to improve with practice, often with less and less conscious effort. This is the path to what psychologists call unconscious competence, a state where your decision-making skills become so ingrained that they operate almost on autopilot, freeing up your conscious mind to focus on higher-level strategy and insight. As you continue to practice and apply these concepts, you'll find that your cognitive load reduces over time. Decisions that once required intense concentration and effort will become more intuitive, allowing you to handle increasingly complex situations with ease. This is the essence of true mastery, not just knowing what to do, but having it become a natural part of who you are. The key to this ongoing growth lies in your ability to synthesize the strategies you've learned into a cohesive approach. This isn't about rigidly applying techniques in isolation, but about creating a flexible, integrated system that you can adapt to any situation. It's about harmonizing different strategies, ensuring they work together seamlessly to support your decision-making process. Reflection plays a crucial role in this ongoing journey of mastery. Regular self-assessment allows you to identify areas for improvement and celebrate your successes. It's about being honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses and using that knowledge to set meaningful goals for future development. As you continue to grow and evolve as a decision maker, you'll find yourself able to adapt your skills to an ever wider range of scenarios. The frameworks and techniques you've learned are not limited to any one type of situation. They're flexible tools that can be applied across diverse contexts. This adaptability is what truly sets master decision makers apart, the ability to recognize the unique challenges of each situation and adjust their approach accordingly. Staying prepared for high-stakes moments is an ongoing process. It involves not just maintaining your decision-making skills, but also taking care of your overall well-being. Physical and mental fitness play a crucial role in your ability to perform under pressure. Regular exercise, mindfulness practices, and ongoing learning all contribute to keeping your decision-making tools sharp and ready for action. As you celebrate your successes and reinforce positive behaviors, you'll find your confidence and competence growing hand in hand. Each challenge you overcome, each decision you navigate successfully, becomes a building block in your ongoing development as a master decision maker. The journey ahead is one of lifelong learning and growth. Mastery is not a destination, but a path, a commitment to ongoing excellence and continuous improvement. As you embrace this path, you'll find that your journey inspires others. Your ability to navigate high-stakes situations with grace and effectiveness will set a new standard, encouraging those around you to elevate their own decision-making skills. In the end, mastering the moment is about more than just making good decisions. It's about becoming the kind of person who can be relied upon in times of crisis, who can see opportunities where others see only obstacles, and who can inspire confidence and trust in those around them. It's about developing a level of skill and intuition that allows you to navigate the most challenging situations with a sense of calm assurance and clarity of purpose. As we conclude this journey, remember that the tools and strategies you've learned are just the beginning. The true power lies in how you integrate them into your life, how you continue to refine and develop them, and how you use them to make a positive impact in the world around you. The path of mastery in decision-making is one that never truly ends. There will always be new challenges to face, new skills to develop, and new heights to reach. But with the foundation you've built through this book, you're well equipped to face whatever comes your way. As you step forward into the world, armed with these powerful tools and insights, know that you have the potential to transform not just your own life, but the lives of those around you. Your ability to make swift, accurate decisions in high-stakes moments can be a force for positive change, a catalyst for innovation, and a source of inspiration for others. The journey of mastery is yours to continue. Embrace it with open arms, face each challenge as an opportunity for growth, and never stop seeking to improve and refine your skills. The world needs more people who can navigate complexity with clarity, who can make tough decisions with wisdom and foresight, and who can lead others through times of uncertainty with confidence and grace. You have within you the potential to be such a person. The tools are in your hands, the knowledge in your mind, and the path stretches out before you. The future is full of high-stakes moments waiting to be mastered. Are you ready to meet them? Remember, every decision you make from this point forward is an opportunity to apply what you've learned, to refine your skills, and to grow as a decision maker. Each choice, no matter how small, is a step on the path to mastery. Embrace these moments, learn from them, and let them propel you forward on your journey. The world of high-stakes decision-making is ever-changing, always presenting new challenges and opportunities. But with the foundation you've built, the strategies you've learned, and the commitment to ongoing growth you've developed, you're ready to face whatever comes your way. Yet, to truly excel in this dynamic environment, one must constantly push beyond conventional thinking. There's a crucial skill that can elevate your decision-making prowess to unprecedented heights. It's a game changer that can transform how you approach challenges and seize opportunities. The key to unlocking this potential lies in mastering the art of thinking outside the box. To take your journey to the next level and unleash your full creative problem-solving abilities, dive into the audiobook, Break Free from Limits. Learn to think outside the box. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformation journey.